Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. First question. Can we start the session at 11 a.m.? I told you last time also, please write your name, otherwise I won't answer. Who asked that question? Then I won't answer. Who asked this question? It is clear that we need to do karma differently without anticipating favorability of result. However, I am still not clear on how to find out what my life purpose is professionally. Second, is attaining moksha the only purpose? If so, how to attain? Name. Who asked this question? Okay. At least I should know the name person.
The one that you put it there?
11 a.m.
No, not me.
Okay.
But I did not write my name. So.
Okay, I'll call. Thanks. So, first thing is, without anticipating favorable result, how to do karma. First of all, let us see. Nobody can do karma without expecting favorable results. Can you? Every action that is undertaken is with an intention of gaining result which is useful. Nobody does anything to harm oneself, to put oneself into trouble. Correct? Now, when the result comes, whether favorable or unfavorable, it is said in Gita, Trividam karmana phalam. Three types are the results of action. Ishtam, anishtam, mishram cha. Ishtam means favorable, anishtam, unfavorable, mishram, mixture. Some part of it is useful or favorable, some are not. Look at your children, it is mishram only. Some aspect of children, oh, my child, he looks like me, etc. But the behavior is not mine. And that is called Mishra. That's why some people give the name Mishra at the end of it. Mixture, sometimes spicy, sometimes salt, sometimes that's Mishra. So, no one acts in this world, does anything in this world to get anything which is unwanted. So, everybody works for favorable results only. Now, we have seen many times in our discussion that if we have to decide the result of action, nobody will be a failure. If I can decide what the result of my action is, then will there be any failure in anybody's life? But it is true, we do the action, the result is not decided by us. There are many factors governing every action, including your past, which you like it or not, which we may not be able to see and comprehend also. What we can comprehend is what is in front of us, what we can think about. What we cannot think about, what is not available for us to know, is the result and effect of the past. Therefore, we must have what is known as prasada buddhi, ability to accept whatever has come as our result. This is the first understanding of purpose of life. Prasad buddhi. जो आ रहा है मेरा कर्म फल, मेरा whatever action I do, मेरा कर्म का फल जो आ रहा है उसको प्रसाद बुद्धि से लेना. तो whatever has come is accepted. And this ability to accept is itself is a level of awareness increased. We can go on fighting, but because you fight, it doesn't change. And so, the purpose of life is not to fight against the odds, but do your best. Doing your best in whichever situation you are, but at the same time not losing your inner balance, peace. Fight outside if you would like to, but right inside you must be peaceful. And this ability to live in this world with peace within and doing the right thing outside is the purpose of human living. And only each one of us ourselves have to do it. Nobody else can do it for us. Just like if you are going to a restaurant and you order for food, you cannot be sure about the quality of the food. Whatever they cook only. At home at least you can say, no, I don't want to do it, you bring something else and do something else. One person saw in the soup there was a mosquito inside lying down. He called that waiter and said, oh, what is this one mosquito here? For you, the money you are paying, can you put 4 more or what? Anyway, that's a very stupid joke anyway. Only one mosquito you get, not more for that. You're not laughing anyway. Now, any action you do, result will be there. Whether to accept or not to accept is your choice. By not accepting, you are agitating. So accept and do what you can do if you would like to change it. Non-acceptance is denial of that result is going to give you only disturbance in mind, not peace. So every situation, your contribution should be peace, not war. Because in everywhere, what remains is not what is right, but what is left. You got it? You are keeping quiet, so I do not know. So, the purpose of life is to find the peace within. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishtate nasti buddhirayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shanti ashantasya pudasukam. Krishna very clearly puts it. Prasade, in that prasada buddhau, sarva dukkhanam hani asyopajayate. That is the end of sorrow only when you accept the results as prasad. Sarva dukkhanam hani asyopajayate. Prasanna chetaso hi ashu buddhi paryavatishtati. Only when the mind has accepted, there is the stability of the intellect, ability to remain focused. Na asti buddhi ayuktasya. One who does not have this ability to keep your intellect focused, there is no possibility of him to remain calm. Nacha ayuktasya bhavana. An unsteady intellect cannot meditate. Nacha abhavayada shantihi. Peace is not for a person who does not have this ability to maintain the inner quietude through meditation. Ashantasya kudasukam. If a mind is not peaceful, where is happiness? So if one's aim is to gain the ultimate joy, the pathway to that is peace, and the preparation is the steadiness of the intellect. For the steadiness of the intellect, the mind has to become peace. Mind has to become accepting the results of action without constantly fighting it. And doing action should not be stopped. Do you must, accept the result, change what you can, accept what you cannot, keep the intellect focused, meditate, find peace, and reach to happiness. That is the way it has to go. So, how to attain the moksha? That's the second question. So, many times the intellect or the mind may not act or behave the way we want. So, we need Shastra or the scriptures or the advices to maintain the strength of sustenance. In spite of the fact that sometimes the mind may not be able to accept things, how to let go of that. And keep focused on that moksha. Keep focused on the highest peace. So the study, etc., are to convince the intellect that it is what I want. So scriptures and study becomes an ingredient necessary for steadiness. Study is for steady. Otherwise we lose focus often. So when you are driving, the GPS says, once you have put the destination, what does it do? It tells you, oh, don't turn right, turn left, right? This is a guidance. And if it says right and you go left, what does it do? Recalculating. So, in the same way, the scriptures are there to guide us what is the right path to go. And if you don't do it, then you have to start all over again. You can go back and start again. So the gurus are so patient that even if you make mistake, oh, तो ठीक है, चलो पहले से शुरू करेंगे. So there is no end, there is no need to give up. Keep going. Hari Om, if population is on the increase, this every year answer the same question. How do we explain the rebirth concept? It is the same number of humans are being reborn. Shouldn't the population remain the same? Does this mean the other creatures are evolving into human beings? A follow-up question would be, can a human being be born as non-human creature like animal, plant in his next birth? Definitely. Some of us are eligible to become crocodiles. Because we are constantly opening our mouth. Definitely it is possible. So as you rightly put, definitely the other living beings, not evolving to be beings, they're forced to become human. Because there is no place to live. We have removed all the forests. Where do they go? These jackals and lions and tigers, they come as your children. And look at them, the way they play the video game. जानवर है वो. They definitely, there is no number of jivas are not getting more and more. From where? They are repeatedly coming back in different forms, and obviously those who are not given any place to live, they start living in the human society. Taking human birth. Huh? And definitely it is true that one who has not lived up to the dignity of human being should not be given the chance to become human. Krishna very clearly puts it in his 14th chapter of Gita. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastaha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, aganya guna vrittastaha, adho gacchanti tamasaha. Urdhvam gacchanti sattvastaha. A human being who has lived a more noble life, morally, ethically sound life, will mature into Devata. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha. Those who are only interested in karma and not jnanam will remain as human, continuously engaging in action one after another. Those who do not engage even with the human dignity, only indulgence, adho gacchanti. Their birth will become lower. And lower birth, what is the problem? Constant insecurity, absence of intelligence. अकल दिया है, आप यूज नहीं किया. Bhagavan will be very straightforward, very logical. मैंने दिया, I have given you buddhi, but you are not using. So what's the point in giving you buddhi then? चलो नीचे हो जाओ. Go down, you don't need that buddhi. And also the karmas that we have done, this is the last one. Thanks. Karmas that we have done definitely have an impact on the kind of birth that we will get. Not only what you did now, what you have done in the past as well. Only in the human birth you can correct it and evolve out of it. That's why human birth is considered as a blessing. Here alone we can correct our action and go beyond that as well with knowledge. Hari Om Swamiji, in one of the earlier Q&A session you mentioned that Guru cannot erase your karma but can provide you strength to face your karma. We have heard people experiencing moments of bliss in the presence of a Guru. Question 1. Can we say if one stays with the Guru all the time, it is easier to erase in his karma and attain enlightenment? In other words, can we call this a shortcut to enlightenment rather than leading family life? 2. Can you share with any such experience blissful moments you have had with your Gurudev? Nobody can share your karma. Nobody can get to take away your karma also. This is the standpoint of Vedanta. I cannot talk about any other standpoint because I am not familiar with that or I do not think it is right. If karma can be a transferable thing, if my bank account, I can transfer to your bank account. In that way, if I can transfer my karma to your karma or somebody else, then we will all be interested in who's ready to take my karma. आप ले सकते हो मेरा karma. Who's ready? That's why in the airport also they ask, did you pack your own luggage or not? Yes? They ask, nowadays they ask, I don't know, whether you are going online, they ask that question. You have to say yes or no. If you say no, then they will say, who then packed? Whose luggage you are carrying? It is not possible for us to transfer the karma, nor anybody can alleviate your karma easily. You are born for that only. If I am born for experiencing the result of my karma, how can anybody interfere there? In many places, Shankaracharya also says in his commentary, no one can take it, even Bhagavan cannot do that. Only way you can overcome karma is you become stronger than that karma. See, if I am suffering from some particular sickness, my doctor gives me a medicine, makes me stronger than that bacteria or virus, so that I have the ability to overcome that. Yet, I have to do it. The medicine in this example is the one which I take, which will strengthen my body, not somebody else's body will fight for my disease. In the same way, karma is mine and I am a product of my karma. How can then anybody else remove that? And even if you are experiencing bliss or whatever, and if you say bliss is because I am in the presence of somebody, and the somebody is gone, bliss is also gone. You are in blisters. No doubt one may enjoy that bliss in the presence of a greater person of greater maturity and strength and knowledge, etc. But then do not become enslaved by external influence of that. The best thing would be to discover that in yourself. Sarvam paravasham dukkam, sarvam atmavasham sukham. In the presence of the Guru, a person no doubt experiences bliss and gets more enthusiastic to find out how do I get into myself. And the Guru, if he is true, he will definitely pass on that knowledge to you, the methodology to you, not make you a slave. If he or she doesn't do it, that means he just wants servants around him. It is necessary that such a teacher or Guru truly should pass on that knowledge to you. You should become independently owner of that bliss. So, no doubt that being in the presence of a Guru helps you to learn the means and ways to get it. But it is to be independently experienced by you. There is no shortcut to enlightenment. Please don't even try that. If you want to try, then you will come back. No, you are at it. Once I was giving a talk in, which university is that? Humboldt University, right, in the Northern California. And after I finished the talk, one young man came to me and said, Swamiji, you talked about the nature of bliss of ourselves. Have you experienced it? I said, I had glimpses of that. Good. You want to experience the real, bliss? Yes. He took out in a small packet from Swamiji. This I'll tell you, assure you. You will not ever come out of it. I give you that. Namaste, namaste. Thank you very much. I ran away from it. Because that area is known for its blissful, mountains. So, there is shortcut to bliss is actually becomes a great danger to your body. Don't even try that. I mean, even if it is there, shortcut, short-lived. That's what I feel. Any shortcut is short-lived. So, yes, I had a very interesting experience with Gurudev when I first went for a camp in Siddhabari, our Himalayan ashram, in 1988. And I had a 1 week stay with Gurudev there, and then at the end of it, he used to give us a small initiation, saying that you completed this 1 week stay and learned from me. So when he was doing to people, and he put the mala on, I think that picture is also there in the book Guru Gita, Guru Stotram. So he put the mala on my neck, and then he took chandan and he placed it on my forehead. I lost myself. I was not in the world. And then by the time I opened, he was still looking at me. So there are powerful presence of the Gurus who can initiate you into a different level of awareness. But then when I opened my eyes, he smiled and said, go more, learn how to be there. So he would not, for our practical purposes, he will not allow you to become a slave or a dependent. You have to independently seek that, realize that. That is up to you. I can only teach you, he would say, and guide you there. But you have to find out yourself. How do we balance destiny and free will? And this also is a usual question that comes. Destiny is what is preordained. Free will is how you go about it. Every one of us have to become an experiencer of our destiny. But it does not mean we need to suffer it. Can there be any person in this world who can live more than 24 hours a day? Not even 1 second more. So what is the destiny of all of us every day? Huh? What is the destiny of our everyday number of hours? 25, 23 and a half, 24, fixed. Unless you go back and forth to India and come back, but something happens afterwards. 24 hours. But nobody tells you what you should do in those 24 hours. As we grow to become a mature individual, we decide how long I need to sleep, how long should I work, what kind of work I should do, what are the things I can do in a day. That decision was made by whom? Free will. Every one of us have our body and it gets hungry. Is it decision of yours to get hungry or not hungry? Get hungry. Today I decided not to get hungry. No. Is it your decision? Can anybody decide not to become hungry? Of course, you go and eat a cookie every 1 hour, then definitely you will not be hungry. But to be hungry is not somebody's decision. It is a destiny of the body. You understand what we mean by destiny? That you cannot change is called destiny. It's not under your control. Whether the sun should be sunny today or should not be sunny, it should be cloudy. Whose decision is that? All of us decide. Today, LA should be cloudy. Let us work on it. Of course, we have been trying, putting a lot of pollution. Or somebody in China doing that, whatever. Now, some people think that it is all this problem, this Hawaii volcano eruption, and everything is some people sitting in China deciding this. I think you are not humored by that. Now, whether it should be, whether it should sunny today or cloudy today, whose decision is that? Mine? Yours? Whether I should get hungry or not, it's not my mind's decision. So accept that certain things that are there in our life are, if you want to call it the term, predetermined. Yes, it is. But we should not be a victim of this predetermined situation. Intelligently, we can overcome that. Face it. If it is raining, taking an umbrella and walking to where you want to go is your free will. Or you can sit in the corner. Whenever I feel like going out, it should rain. Prarabdha. You can sit and cry about it and waste your time. Would you want to do that? That's also your free will. So we should clearly see the distinction between what cannot be changed as a destiny and what can be changed, that which we need to do it. And don't blame anybody for not doing it. Hunger is destiny. What you eat is free will. 24 hours is a destiny. What you want to do is free will. Death is a destiny. How you want to live up to that is your free will. Behavior of others is your destiny. How you want to approach that is your free will. Your son or a daughter is your destiny. Whether you want to suffer that or not, your is destiny. I mean, your free will. And as Bhagavan Buddha very beautifully said, sorrows are unavoidable, suffering is optional. Many times, this also, oh, there's one more. Who asked that question? I didn't answer. Destiny and free will? Okay. What is the karma of a woman? So thanks, you are a man only, not a man asked the question. I wonder what is she supposed to do? See, every soul it has karma. It doesn't matter whether it's a male or female. Female, male, etc. has nothing to do with the soul. Soul is the same. Physical body is a male or a female. That's a different thing. So in some places you will find the karma of a woman is to help man or whomever he is or she is married to. But that is not the truth. Every soul has got his or her own or its own action performed in the past resulting in what one is now. So it's not that separately there is a karma for a woman and karma for a man. Now, if you are asking about duties and responsibilities, which is specific to your kind of birth that you have taken, yes. That's why the physical body is also designed differently. The motherly aspect of it, taking care of the children, and making sure that the household is having the required atmosphere, food and security, etc. Love, compassion, togetherness. This aspect of the womanly nature needs to become the responsibility of that woman of the house. If you consider the karma you are asking about is a responsibility, yes, it's different from that. And through thus serving one's own family members and kith and kin, she can also overcome the effect of her karma. As Krishna would say, yat karoshi yadashnasi, yat juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva mad arpanam. Whatever you do it for me. Even as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a daughter-in-law, do everything, इसके लिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, उसके लिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, ऐसा नहीं करना. ऐसा करेगा तो, so then you are expecting a reciprocal from that person. मैं भगवान के लिए कर रहा हूँ, ये तो just an instrument through which I am doing it for God. If we have that kind of an approach, expectations from the individuals will become less and less. Instead, it will be showing my gratitude for the Lord. Such a mind becomes calm and quiet with no expectations. It is our expectation that is making us disappointed. When you are able to do it without such expectations, you continue to do. Clean your mind. The flowers don't blossom for somebody, do they? In the backside of your garden, the flowers are blossoming. Oh, this is for her only, for him only. Sabke liye. In the same way, when you are doing it, not for any particular person, you are doing your duty as a wife or a mother or Bhagavan ke liye karo. In my own people, I am seeing the Lord. The closest associate, if you can't see Bhagavan in the person or the people who are closely associated, will you see it in a stranger? So, when your own people whom you are living with or dealing with in everyday life, if you are able to recognize the Lord's presence in them, in spite of who they are to you, then it is easy for us to expand that awareness to everyone. So, as a mother, continue to, or as a wife, continue to engage in whatever you are doing, but with the attitude of surrender to the Lord. Then your karma will be slowly will lose its strength, hold on you. Many times we talk about meditation. Could you please explain how we should start meditation and what are the best times to practice? Who? Did you attend these Kaivalyopanishad talks? There are so many things are mentioned here. We discussed on that. There are, how to sit, where to sit, how to focus. Everything was given in it. And 6th chapter of Gita is filled with a lot of guidance. The best time to practice is when nobody is disturbing you. That's the best time. Before anybody gets up, you start. After everybody gets up and busily goes, shut up you people, I'm meditating. Quiet. Yesterday we had a talk in somebody's house. And as we started, there's a dog started. Next door. We are outside. I can, if somebody is shouting, I can tell, but how to tell the dog? We are having a talk, don't make. But when we started, this became quiet. Never afterwards, not a sound came out of it. I don't know why. Until then it was barking. After that, not even right, somebody else, it was not afterwards, not even a song. So you cannot say, everybody quiet, I am meditating. It is like driving a car and telling everybody stay there. I am driving my car. Stay out of the room. Because why I am driving? Once I was going in a vehicle and in India. So one person, there was a young boy who was there with me. So we were going through the airport and there were a lot of police, back. So the boy asked me, Swamiji, why there is so much of police there? I said, there are some MPs coming from Delhi. Huh? I said, a lot of thieves are coming from, Mahapapis are coming. You need a lot of security. Not that they need security, we need security from them. That is the idea. They are endangered animals coming out. Anyway, joke apart. When you have to meditate, you should find a time where you will not be disturbed. Either you can get up early in the morning and go for meditation, do meditation, or you go to a place where there are no disturbances. Like we have every Saturday here, morning at 7 or 7:30, guided meditation. You come quietly sit, nobody will disturb you for hours together. Quietly sit. So you have to go to a place where there is no disturbance. So, starting meditation, first and foremost thing is your mind should not have anything anxious about. Don't keep some pending job in your head and then sit for meditation. You will not be able to meditate. वो करना है, ये करना है, उसके बाद वो करना है, उसके बाद उसको पूछना है, उसके बाद ये फोन कर. Where are you meditating? What are you meditating on? So the mind has to be free of anxieties, nor also it should engage in something, of the past. No, I know the waste of time. I came, I don't know. So mind should not have any of those usual propensities, for which only we have taken the path of or the practice of japa, etc., to keep the mind focused. So if you find yourself difficult to meditate or focus quietly, then use the name of the Lord to chant such that the mind avoids or neglects and ignores all other usual thought processes and focuses upon something which will be useful for you to let go at the end of it. Again, even japa should end in inner quietude. And do it after a nice, healthy sleep. Otherwise, in that quietude, you'll go back to sleep. So the best time is after your complete rest in the morning. In the night, the early morning, where the mind has become relatively fresh and not yet started to think about the world, at that time is the best time to sit and meditate. So having prepared the mind, having got the focus of the mind also, now what to focus on, that is what we saw in Kaivalyopanishad. Uma sahayam parameshwaram prabhum trilochanam neelakantam prashantam jnatva manir gacchati bhudayonim samasta sakshim tamasa parastat. Uma sahayam parameshwaram prabhum. Look at the Lord who is Uma sahayam, with Uma. Shiva, Trilochanam, Neelakantam. So, this external form is to indicate to you the highest. Use the form to go travel towards the higher self. Shanta Swarupa, that's Bhagavan Shiva is of the nature of complete peace which you are aiming at. He is representing what you need to reach. So, help of, such a form is very helpful for you to take off from there. So, but preparation is necessary. Just like, when you are about to fly off in the aircraft, they ask you to sit down quietly, put your luggage away and then, lock it up and then put up the belt, sit properly, leave all of your, mobile, everything else. Don't use any one of that. And then when everybody is ready, you close the doors and then it takes slowly, then momentum is picked up and then it goes up. Right? In the same way, leave aside all other things. Then focus on what you need to meditate. So that way one should proceed. Jayant. While Brahman is the ultimate truth and everything else pales in comparison, how can we apply this in our life where we are trying to be the best parent, best child, best spouse? Wow, very good. Jayant. Okay. Who decides who is best? You yourself decide. Tell your wife, I'm the best husband you will ever get. Or to your child, I'm the best parent you can ever have. See, best is comparative. Nobody can say, this is the best. Then one more comes, it will become worst. Anyway, we are trying to be the best parent, best child, best, wife or best husband. It is to give our best. Whether that is the best, we do not know, but our best. So, focusing on the highest self definitely helps you to let go of your anxieties of failure. If I am giving the best to the highest, as a Gurudev would say, your best should be offered to the Lord, not the worst. In India, when you want to give it to a beggar, you take the old dilapidated note. Never can be used and give it to them. Why are you giving the useless thing to somebody? When you go to a temple, you obviously try to give your, best. Why? Because you regard him as important. Sometimes when we go for Bhiksha, Swamiji, I have done the best food for you. So once I was there for a week in somebody's house and he was giving lectures in different places. At the end of my week-long stay, the man of the house came and the last meal, Swamiji, when are you coming next? I said, the whole week I was there, I never saw you. You never attended any of my class. So why are you asking me when I am coming? You know, when you come only, I get the best food. Shame on you. That means your wife is not giving you the best food. What can I do for that? So when you have a love for something, regard for something, reverence for something, faith in something, you give your best. Right? So to be a best father or best spouse, etc., you must have the love towards whom you are giving the best. So that love should not be contaminated by selfishness. If I have a love, unselfish love is there, then my best will come out of that. If I have a selfish attitude towards what I am doing, then obviously there is a part of my mind will ask, what am I getting out of it? What am I getting back? What am I getting it out of it? Then the best will not come out of you.
Kind of a follow-up. So you mentioned the 24-hour concept, and a lot of the great people that we've seen, including Gurudev or Buddha, they've kind of, they give their life to the public and just kind of giving them good advice and the worldly knowledge they've attained. But so does that mean that we living family life, I know we need to do our best, but they seem to be going towards enlightenment, and for us we're just like caught in the daily world trying to...
Not so. Nobody is deprived of this highest experience or knowledge. Only thing is that if, as I said in the other question, that if you consider that what I do is for the Lord, then you are also equally qualified for the same thing. After all, you tell me, if there is a person like Gurudev who is also busy with the worldly things like giving lectures, writing letters, talking to people, they are also doing worldly things only. Why do you say it's non-worldly? They may not be doing like a householder with a limited reason, but an Atma also functioning in the world doing all these things. If you look at the action that he or she does, it is the same. The focus may be different. That focus is an intention, not action. Similarly, a householder also can change the intention. Action can be whatever it is. So it is not separated, or a householder cannot do it, only sadhu can do it. It's not like that. But definitely there is an advantage in the case of a person who is not a householder, with more time to focus and think about it, which a householder may lack because of other preoccupations or responsibility. That is the only difference. Otherwise, it is possible for everyone to, change the intention and without changing the action. After all, Krishna, did he stop from Arjuna fighting? He said, in fact, you go and fight, but change the intention. Right? You made light of someone who lost their mom and wanted to be with them at the end. We face that a lot here with us here and parents in India. How can we not feel sorrow? I never said that don't feel sorrow. Okay? What I said was, don't lose yourself in that. Who said don't cry? You should cry your heart content. But don't regret. That's what I told very clearly. I never said don't feel sorry. Please, sorry if I conveyed that way to you. I didn't say don't cry. And I not made fun of anyone of that way. What I did was, I said, instead of regret, see, how does the regret will solve the problem of losing? If I lost someone, by regretting, definitely I am not going to get back. Or I cannot change the situation that I was not with that person. Instead of burying yourself in that regret, think. And I in fact said positively, pray for that person. Right? You cannot do, you could not be with that person. So what you should do, pray that this soul goes to the next level of evolution. And you give your prayer to the Lord and ask for blessings. But as far as you are concerned, you understand this is one among the many mothers, one among the many fathers, one among the many people. So when you expand your vision, you realize that this you have done many times. Yeah.
I think I got your message, thank you for that. But it's just that before I came to the lecture, I had gone to my friend's place for condolence, and it was just about timing. She was trying everything possible to bring her parents here, putting all the paperwork done and everything. And we even met them in the previous trip, so I was so happy for her because I've done that with my parents. Lucky to bring them here, and I was, supporting her. But just a few days before that, she lost her dad, and she really felt bad that, I wish I could have at least brought them here and, at least even a few months I could have taken care of them. So I guess it's just my frame of mind, and I heard that maybe I misinterpreted.
Okay. So, but see, my thing is, anything of the past, there is no way you can go and correct it. So, for regretting, feeling responsible for what has happened is not going to in any way solve the problem. Don't feel guilty, don't feel regretful, because the entire life you will be spending on that only. And there are many people who go on for after 25 years or so, losing your patience and your peace of mind. Instead of that, pray. Today also I was talking to 12th graders. I was giving them 3 important advices. One is focus. And second is let go. Third is pray. Focus on your higher purpose. Let go of anything that comes in between you and the higher purpose. Third one, what you cannot do, pray. So, it is necessary that we feel bad about it. Yes, I lost. All right. Now, what can I do now? I cannot go back and change it. So, to bring that reversal, so let me not think and feel regret about it because of the reason that I cannot change it. Pray. And in a broader perspective, this is there in many lives in my life. So many of them. Whom do I cry for? Guruji, how to practice passion and detachment at the same time? Passion to excel and successful, detachment to remain unattached in the achievement. Sanjay Dalal. Yes. So, see, passion, I would reword it as interest. See, when the word passion comes, it looks like you're more narrow. Your mind is not ready to accept anything else. Some people say, I'm very passionate about that. When a person is passionate about it, most of the time they are fanatic about it. So you say anything against that, they will get very upset and angry. That's not the point. I have an interest, I will give all my best to that. And as I said, your best comes out only when you are not anxious about what happens. That detachment is in the form of, I will accept whatever comes, but I will keep going. That is what many of the successful people have done. If they were not detached from the results, they would have stopped at the first failure itself. Is it not true? If I am attempting to do something and the first attempt is a failure, if I am not detached from that, I would have stopped. None of them who are successful have ever stopped. Why? Detached. From what? From what comes out of it, I am detached so that I can do my best in the next time. If they were not detached, they would have been caught there itself. Just like a river continuously flows towards the ocean, detaching itself from all possible stagnations. There's a huge mountain which will try to stop it. I will go around it and keep going. Detached from any kind of impediments that come on my way. So detachment is indeed the important ingredient for success, so to say. And therefore, they are not opposed to each other. An interested person to achieve something will necessarily be detached from anything that happens to stop him or her. So I think it is not a competition between detachment and passion. It is, in fact, a detachment helps one to proceed with a greater gusto, greater power, greater strength. In fact, more failures, more challenge he takes it up. It does not get attached to the failure that happens. And also the other aspect of it, should he become too attached to what he does? No. He knows that what I did, sometime I might have done wrong. If I'm attached to that, then I will never learn from it. My way and everybody, it's thy way. That is not the way a successful person works. My way may be one of the ways. If I know that my way is wrong, I change it. Keep going. That's why Indians have become good software people. You know why? You go to any Indian road, never there will be a straight road. Detour, go this way. Or there is no board also. Kya kare abhi? Look around. Nobody is watching. Just jump over. Go the other side. Go. Right? So they always find a ways to get out of a situation and move forward. So therefore they are good in flow chart, you know. If this is the way, you go this way. If it is not this way, you go this way, this way, fine, done. You could put anybody else, road closed. Phone karte. Now we kya kare? What do we do now? Indians won't wait for that. They'll find a way to get out of that place. So, anyway, so if this attachment to work also is a problem. So there one who is able to let go of whatever comes on the way. Move on. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhaved. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.